joining me now is Eike, who is a good friend and former colleague. Eike works for Sprinklr. Eike, thank you for taking the time to help us learn more about the topic of customer journey management and omnichannel channels. To start it off, what does Sprinklr do and how do you create value for your customers?
Yeah, thanks, Hannes, for having me. Thanks to everybody for having me today. Hopefully I can share some interesting insights with you. I'm a key account executive at Sprinklr. What Sprinklr does is we've created our own category, which is called Unified Customer Experience Management, or Unified CXM. So what we do basically is that we provide software solutions for every customer-facing team, or every team that works close to customers in general. So that starts, for example, in market research, expands then to marketing planning, automation, managing of campaigns, playing out campaigns, social media management, all the way to customer service. So basically, if you want to do anything in these kind of fields, you can do everything on one entire platform, which is Sprinklr. So you can get rid of a lot of different silos that often exist in especially large corporations when it comes to managing the customer journey and interactions with different touch points of the organization. So what we can do there is really help companies collaborate and overall create a better and unified customer experience throughout the entire journey.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very interesting. We learned in class that customers today are using a number of channels through which they are engaging with companies. This can be via mail, via phone, through a live bot or a chat bot, and so on. So it seems to be increasingly important to be ready for this. So how does Sprinklr define omnichannel, and can you confirm that?
Yeah, I can definitely confirm that the number of channels keeps growing, and different customers like different channels better than others. So maybe traditionally you had a large focus, especially in the B2B segment, on phone and email, but especially younger generations are increasingly communicating via social media channels, for example. We're seeing a lot of companies trying to cut costs by offering self-service solutions such as bots, be it chatbots or voice bots. So definitely omni-channel is the big buzzword probably within the industry. Then that's also what we are focusing on, to enable companies to have the same experience without differentiating across the channels. And I think there's a big regarding omni-channel. Everybody say they are doing omni-channel, but we see a lot of companies offering multi-channel experiences, which basically means they are on every single channel. But for us, omni-channel means switching seamlessly between the different channels. So having the chance to communicate with somebody and then swapping channels so that the channel actually doesn't matter. I give you a concrete example of how it can look like. If I want to go and buy an iPhone, I go to the Apple Store and go there and get a consultant to help me with it. Maybe they can help me fix the problem. They're bringing in another expert, a colleague, to help me with my request. And maybe the colleague also informs me about an opportunity to buy a new iPhone at a discount, for example. So these are all experiences I make when I come into the store, in-store experiences. And we are trying to help companies to have exactly the same seamless experience that you have in the stores, also, for example, on digital channels. That you have the chance to have the great experience that you have when you go into an Apple Store, also on digital channels. And I think key is here really the ability to switch channels seamlessly, so that if you prefer a WhatsApp experience and another person an experience on Facebook, for example, that you have the chance as a company representative to switch the channels directly to give the same good experience to customer, and we see that this becomes more and more important. Yeah, very quickly also.
Mhm. Okay, that's certainly great and certainly a very interesting insight. Maybe one last question. I understood from you that you are doing a lot, or that Sprinklr is doing a lot in B2C. How do you see the future for B2B? Is this something that you see coming up? Will it stay low for the time being? Where do you see the future?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of parallels from B2C to B2B, but we just see among our customer base that the B2B market is changing a little bit less quickly than the B2C market. So we see a lot of like personal connections that have been built and a lot of communication going on email and phone. But the trend is definitely moving to other channels. So going forward, we expect to see a similar development as in the B2C market with different kind of channels and experiences. But the speed of change is just a little bit slower than we see in the B2C segment.